Hey ladies and gents, so welcome back to another eFootball 2024 video with your host SpoonyPizzas. Yes, it is again the My Build series, and this time I'm going to be focusing on the attacking midfielders. So starting off with Nkunku. So I want to give him a nice round build in terms of his passing and finishing. I wanted to have him to have a real impact in that final third, especially as a creative playmaker. But his primary stats are sort of focused on balance, acceleration, speed, dribbling, tight possession, ball control, because how a player feels is really important to me. And this makes him very, very agile and good at breaking down defenses. And with his double touch, long range curler, one touch passing and through passing makes him a very good threat in and around the box. And this is how I leveled him: 7 for shooting, 1 for passing, 11 for dribbling, 10 for dexterity, and 4 for lower body strength. I would say he's performed pretty well for me, and I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Next up is Bruno Fernandes from the Manchester United pack. He's a whole player, and basically I just wanted him to have real good output in terms of his shooting and his creativity, and so I didn't really mess too much around with his speed or acceleration. I wasn't going for a player that feels good in your fingers. It's literally just get the ball and hit it as hard as you can, try and score. And that's why I focused on his sort of passing abilities, his kicking power, especially with that long range shooting, one touch passing and through passing ability. And this is how I spec'd him for. So 4 for shooting, 8 for passing, 6 for dribbling, 6 for dexterity, and 10 for lower body strength. Next up is Musilia from the GP pool, and this is a 10 out of 10 build. He feels absolutely incredible on the ball, and I opted for a rounded build because of his player skills. He's got first time shot, one touch passing, dipping shot, long range curler, so he can do a bit of both the shooting and the passing aspect. It would be nice to try and get through passing as an additional player skill. But I absolutely love this player. He feels so good. Comes to leveling Musilia: 8 for shooting, 6 for passing, 8 for dribbling, 8 for dexterity, 12 for lower body strength. Rafael Viega, very early days to say just how well he's going to do, but I do like the look of this build. I do think it's got a lot of promise. He's got really high kicking power, good tight possession and ball control, good passing ability, good finishing ability. He can pretty much do everything pretty well. He's got high balance as well, meaning he's going to be very hard to get off the ball. And his sort of range of player skills sort of give you an idea of why I opted for that balance, because he's got through passing, because he's got long range shooting, because he's got knuckle shot and long and pinpoint crossing and outside curler and low lofted passing. So you want a mix of passing and shooting ability in those stats. And this is how I leveled him: 4 for shooting, 4 for passing, 12 for dribbling, 8 for dexterity, 8 for lower body strength. Next up is Son Krasin, and honestly I had so many times of redoing this build because these booster cards really throw me, because you can't see what the booster effects are when you're sort of speccing the player, so you have to take that into consideration. So with his boosting, what I wanted was the 7-point difference between speed and acceleration, and obviously he gets a massive boost to his balance, dribbling and tight possession. But again, I was looking at that ball control, wanted to make sure that I was going to hit the 90s with the +2 manager boost, so you got to take that into consideration as well. His passing then is going to hit the 80s as well. So like I said, I was looking at multiple factors: the manager boost, the player boost. So you do have to take that into consideration, especially when you look at his player skills. Obviously he's got long range shooting, so it means you want to have that high kicking power if you can, and that's 85 with the manager boost. That's going to be really good in terms of doing his long range shooting. Finishing doesn't matter too much unless he's going to break into the box. But yeah, I just wanted to make him more of a passer than a goal scorer, especially as creative playmakers tend to be a little bit deeper than the whole players. So after about 5 or 6 different builds, I opted for 5 for shooting, 5 for passing, 12 for dribbling, 12 for dexterity, and 6 for lower body strength. I haven't played with this guy yet, so I can't really rate him right now, but I have heard that this player is actually really, really good. Hannibal Meshbury, who plays for Manchester United. This is a GP version, and he is a whole player. When I first had this player unleveled, he felt insane. I then leveled him up and couldn't quite get the same output of results, so I've recently respec'd him to this build here to try and keep him balanced, to try and hopefully rekindle the unleveled build, which is kind of amusing really, because I find that with a lot of players, the unleveled versions just feel so much better at times. But taking a look at his player skills: 8 for passing, 13 for dribbling, 13 for dexterity, 13 for lower body strength. If I can rekindle the build, or the sort of unleveled build, how he felt, honestly, if you don't know what he feels like or looks like, then go and check out my dribbling tutorial, because he features in that. He literally beats about 6 or 7 players before putting it in the back of the net. And that is my AMF builds, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Take care and goodbye.